the big story on Action News Tonight is also developing right now. A verdict just in and an immediate sentence handed down in the Montgomery County murder trial. Just within the last hour, a jury found Blair Watts guilty of first-degree murder in the killing of Jennifer Brown. The Royersford mother was Watts' former business partner and friend. Moments after that verdict was read, the judge issued his sentence, life in prison. Action News reporter Taronda Thomas was in that courtroom as it all played out. Taronda, this was a day of uncertainty, but boy, it all happened very quickly tonight.
It really did, Brian, in like the span of an hour. And after having this case for only one full day, the jury made its decision, guilty of first-degree murder and life in prison for the murder of Jennifer Brown. Now, this will happen. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison. But after all the evidence that was presented against him, Watts remained defiant as he walked out of the courtroom.
What about I didn't kill Jennifer Brown.
What about to your family today?
I'm going to keep fighting to get back to my family.
The jury, though, says Watts did kill the mother of two. He was charged with first-degree murder and third-degree murder for the death of 43-year-old Jennifer Brown. Now, this afternoon, the jury asked the judge what would happen if they could not agree on a first-degree murder charge. The judge instructed them to then move on to the third-degree murder charge. But after hearing a recap of the coroner's testimony, which pointed to asphyxiation as a possible cause, the jury of 5 men and 7 women came back within minutes to announce they'd found Watts guilty. Now, hearing the verdict, Watts shut his eyes tightly and he looked down. Brown was found buried in a shallow grave behind a business in Royersford 2 weeks after she was reported missing in January. Prosecutors say Watts, who was Brown's business partner, spent money that Brown gave to him for the business on personal expenses. Watts actually reported her missing, prosecutors say, to cover his tracks. The prosecution presented evidence in court showing dirt from that shallow grave was found in Watts' Jeep, and a cadaver dog picked up on a scent in that Jeep, too. It's part of what the prosecution says was a strong case against Blair Watts, not fazed by the fact that Watts still denies the claim.
Well, he could say he's been saying that from the beginning, but we just spent 5 days proving that he did. And I think we proved it beyond any doubt, frankly. I don't really think reasonable doubt was even an issue. I think the case was very strong.
Justice was served for my niece, Jennifer Brown. It will never bring her back, but at least I know he will never walk out and hurt another family again the way he has destroyed ours.
That was Jennifer Brown's aunt, who now has custody of her son. She was one of the people who gave a victim's impact statement, talking about how this tragedy has affected their lives. We should mention that when that verdict was read, a member of Watts' family got very emotional and was asked to leave the courtroom. Now, when Blair Watts, he talked to the cameras out here in the hallway, he did not talk in court. He chose not to speak to the judge. His lawyer also chose not to speak to us. But Watts now sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Jennifer Brown. We're live inside the Montgomery County Courthouse. Taronda Thomas, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Yeah, and all that unfolding in the last 60 minutes or so. Taronda, thank you so much. And